ladies and gentlemen and ladies, got a little bit of Beyonce and Luther, and they just want to talk about being closer. So while they play in our background, it's one of those days. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm downloading a couple of videos from jw.org. The regional convention for Jehovah's Witnesses is online, and I have to download it because I need to be able to play it again, Sam. And so while I'm doing that, I figured I'll do this video because I got a couple of things I need to explain to a couple of people, because I had a conversation with one of our SatPac'ers. She was, to say the least, a little disheartened because apparently she was under the impression that we were supposed to walk you guys through everything. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand something. I want all of you guys to take this little trip with me for just a moment. I'm going to go to Walmart. I want you all to take a trip with me to Walmart. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to just buy anything. We're going to buy a cell phone. So let's go to Walmart. Let's buy a cell phone. Now, we also have to buy the SIM card for the cell phone. And then we also have to buy an SD card, micro SD card to put in there so we can store our music. And then we also have to buy connections, because it doesn't come with all the connections. So we have to also buy that. We purchased all that from Walmart. Go to the register, cha-ching, and it's paid for. Yay! We got what we're looking for. But see, now we have to call the cell phone company. Wait, cell phone company? Yeah, the one who's going to provide the service. And we call the cell phone company. They now program their little system so that now our phone can access their system so we can make calls. But we're not finished there. Because now we have to set up voicemail, and we have to do all this stuff, but we can't call Walmart to ask Walmart how to set up the voicemail, nor can we call Walmart to set up the phone service. No. Because even though Walmart provides Family Mobile, that is a different process, different number, different group, different part of the company. So, and we don't want Walmart Family Mobile because we want to pay more money than $35 a month for unlimited. So we going to go ahead and get T-Mobile or Sprint, where we're paying almost $100 for two phones. So yeah, let's do that. Even though Walmart Family Mobile will get you two phones for $55. But, I'm just saying. No, I'm not advertising for Walmart. The Family Mobile is the same service as T-Mobile. Same exact service, because Walmart buys minutes from T-Mobile. All right, now we got our phone. And now we understand that in order for us to get certain things, we have to call the company for the different components that we purchase separately. Like, I cannot call Walmart and ask them for troubleshooting of the SIM card. Yeah. They'll provide little small technical support, but they will not. They'll say you have to call the manufacturer, right? Well, when we do the SatPac's, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing Satcom is doing is registering your security with the county recorder. Now, we have a couple more registrations we have to do, but again, there was a time period. All SatCom is doing is creating a security. So what I want you all to do, those of you who are able to, take and go to 31 C as in Charlie, F as in Frank, R as in Robert, Code of Federal Regulations, 31 CFR 363.6. Scroll all the way down. It's in alphabetical order to minor and minor account. They're right behind each other because they like each other that much. And you'll see that a minor is someone who has attained the age of 18, but has yet to gain control of the securities held in their account. See, Satcom said, hey, we're going to help people gain control. But in the same process, we're going to also create a security for them. So the first thing you needed to do was put on the record, didn't matter which county because all the counties are connected, Just has to be on that public record that you've attained the age of the majority. So you have a trust agreement that says that. Then you have a common law, pay attention, common law doing business as. But in order for you to do business, we provide a 98 series number so that you can utilize that organization to do business through. That you do all business through that organization. Okay, now I just want you to know that there's a new sun arising. Because there's plenty of light. Luther Vandross, since he lost somebody, y'all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we provide you the 98 series number so that you can utilize that entity to do all your business. All you have to do is create a declarations page. Do we do that for you? No, because we created the trust for you. You sent us the trust. So you have to create a declarations page. It's a simple thing. We put the declarations template online for you to do yourself. We weren't supposed to be doing everything for you. We're creating a security. We're not creating your bank account. We're not finishing processes for you. When I spoke to the young lady, I saw that she had done the authenticating of the birth certificate. I don't do authenticated birth certificates. Never even suggested anybody do an authenticated birth certificate, because if you take your birth certificate, it's a certified copy. It's an original. It's already authenticated by the seal. If you don't believe me, we're going to talk about the full faith and credit, but I want you to look up full faith and credit clause and full faith and credit statute. As long as it carries the seal of a government entity, it is to be accepted by every, let me say that again, every nation on this planet that's associated with the United Nations. Now, see, I know these things. That's why you don't hear me singing to people, you got to get your birth certificate authenticated. All you're doing is bringing more revenue to the government when you authenticate your birth certificate. There'll be people who disagree with me, say, well, it says right here, and it says right here, and it says right here. Well, they've already authenticated it, people. It's already authenticated. It has 3 seals, one for the county, one for the state, and it has a notary seal or registered agent's seal. The registry. Okay? The Registry of Vital Statistics stamps it. The doctor signs it. Then you get a seal from the actual hospital. Then you get a seal from the county. Then you get a seal from the state. That thing already has a bunch of seals on it. You don't need to keep sealing it. God, it ain't leaking? Sorry. I apologize. Okay. Then after you get all of that, and you do get it, because I just went online looking to see how much it is to create a trust for somebody. So you go to one of those organizations, one of the attorneys, $3,500 is where they started. One of them was $2,000 to $3,000, and then if you wanted such and such, then it was up to $20,000 to establish a trust. Shh, pay attention. What we've been trying to tell people is you've gotten more than your value, and then we're going to be adding credits to the SatPac's. Well, I want it now. I don't want to wait. I want it right now. Do not make me wait. If I have to wait, don't make me wait. I am so sorry that many of you thought that we were going to be paying you tomorrow or next week. I am so sorry that many of you were under the presumption that you could use your SatPac's to get out of jail, to get rid of tickets. I'm so sorry, because if I go back and find those videos to where I've talked, I could have sworn I made it quite clear that a gentleman put one of those into his case, and the case was dismissed right after he did it. I said, however, there's no guarantee that's going to work for you. Didn't I say that? I know I said it. I remember saying it. Why did I say it? Because that was the whole purpose of doing the videos, to make sure that some of you knew that it was possible, but also for you to know that it was not a guarantee. And we were not ever saying that that was going to be the case. So as Luther is saying, I don't know where people are getting these other ideas from, where they're reading into my words. Every time I have a conversation with somebody, whether a consult or otherwise, every time I have a conversation with somebody, they tell me what they imagined, what they dreamed, what they hoped and wished I would have said when they're telling me what I am supposed to have said. And I have to correct them. I actually mentioned to the young lady today, I said, please, when did I say that? Just let me know about what period of time did you ever hear me say something like that? Because I would love to know, as I told all of you, I have to say things a certain way. That's why if you keep listening to me, you keep hearing me repeating the same phrases, the same words, almost in the exact same manner every single time. Why? As I told you, I had to practice that because I had individuals who were taking advantage of the fact that I'd had a accident in the hospital with somebody giving me superstar, ladies and gentlemen. Superstar. It's Luther. And if you guys don't know how great this song is, it's Superstar. I'm turning up the wrong volume on the wrong phone. I apologize. Luther! Luther, sing it! I'm sorry. All right, let me get back to the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Just so that all of you know, with this whole process, it was family members and others understanding that I had suffered brain damage as a result of the operation. Oh, you wouldn't know it by the amount of stuff you be remembering. You talk about memory problems. How do you remember all this other stuff? Because I can remember law and I can remember scripture. Okay, I can hold on to both of those, but everything else I can't. Today's Sunday, but you know me saying today is Sunday? If you go back and you rewind this, you'll see I hesitated for a short split second, not long, because I had to make sure in my mind that it was Sunday. Because I don't keep up with days anymore. It was too difficult. I don't keep up with numbers anymore because that's too difficult. It's too difficult for me to keep up with what day of the week this is. Now, I mean, not day of the week, but day of the month. So I don't keep up with days. Unless it's an appointment coming up or a date coming up, then I keep up with it. Okay? That's what I have to, my life, I have to operate a certain way because it has to be that way. So I have to say things a certain way because there are going to be people who are going to come and they're going to try to tell me I said something just to make themselves feel better. Just to fit in their idea of what I said and what I didn't say. And I just want you guys to know. He couldn't have done a better song. I've always loved this song from the first day I heard it. Because of that part right there. He couldn't have done it better. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a little bit of loneliness. I know some of you are hurting. But as I explained to her, she told me she did a land patent. I was asking her, how did she do her land patent? Why? Why was I asking her how did she do her land patent? Because I wanted to help her out in what she missed. Every time I told her, no, you didn't do this, you need to go back and do this, you need to go back and do this, you need to go back and do this, she came up with a rebuttal that she did not want to do that. She did not have time to do that. I got an email from someone yesterday. They were mentioning to me that they've been diagnosed with cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, I do feel for every single one of you. But I cannot make this process go any faster than what it's going, and I cannot make things appear out of thin air. I am not the banks. I'm not government. Okay? What I can do is I can keep educating you on how to perfect what you've already done. Again, SatCom is taking care of everything that was promised and creating your trust, because that's what they were creating. They have created a security. The security takes 5 years to mature. If you don't believe me, go and do your research on securities. This is a private security by a private corporation, and we utilize the funds as an investment so that we could take care of you. We've taken each one of your securities and we placed you in the TTOPP trust. Can you get a copy of that trust? Oh, excuse me, no. No, you do not get a copy of that trust. You just are made aware that the trust exists. Does that trust exercise any authority over your quote-unquote SatPac? No. Does it take away any value from your quote-unquote SatPac? No. Just like we don't care about your 98 series number. We have nothing to do with your 98 series number. Your 98 series number is yours to do whatever you want to with it. Your trust is yours to do whatever you want to with your trust. It's yours. We have the TTOPP trust in place to protect you and your interests, not to rob you, to give the Paul, Penny, Michael, Jane, Jacob, Robert. No, we ain't doing nothing like that. I have no idea where people are getting all of this from. You guys are really starting to really make me think. What the are you people thinking about? Okay? It don't make no sense to me. And I really am having a difficult time understanding it. Okay? It ain't making no sense, people. It really ain't making no sense, and I don't understand it. And as my girl MC Light would say, I cram to understand. So, what can we do about this? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue at SatCom to fulfill our obligations. We're going to take care of the things that we have agreed to take care of. We're not going to take care of anything more than that. We're not going to do anything more than that. Now, if we add a bonus, if we add something to your account, if we say, hey, we're doing this because we nice peoples, okay, that's on us. That means that we're trying to help yous out. Okay, that's all it means. We're going to skip Luther for now. We're going to go to somebody else. No, we did Monica yesterday. Let's see, who we going to go to? We're going to go to Drew Hill. And we're going to go to those were the times, okay? So, well, I've been in love a time or two, but in the end, I still chose you. Anyway, no one could ever make me feel that way. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something if you don't mind. The federal government in debt. Ladies and gentlemen, this is at www.debt.org. Now, this is a private website, not a government website, but I want you to pay attention. www.debt.org. Okay. Hey, Cisco, y'all bring it down just a little bit, all right? We got to talk serious now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to pay attention. Now, this was updated June 11th, 2020. I need you guys to pay attention. And I'm so glad that they did this article recently as we've been talking about these very things. I am grateful that they put this up. We're going to do this right here. We're going to follow their lead. I have not read it. I was looking for something and I saw it and I said, okay, let's do a video on this. I assures you. Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution empowers Congress to borrow money against the full faith and credit of the government. And since its beginning as a sovereign nation, the U.S. has borrowed money and amassed debt. Where do they borrow money from? Well, the full faith and credit of the government. Well, who is the full faith and credit of the government? Or what is the full faith and credit of the government? Why? Because it was universally agreed among the so-called founding fathers that borrowing money to finance their revolution was an absolute necessity. Alexander Hamilton, the first Treasury Secretary, stated that the United States debt, foreign and domestic, was the price of liberty. And because the government expenses often exceeded its income. Wait, now except for a brief period under President Andrew Jackson, when the United States debt shrank to zero, the national debt has been a part of the government's overall economy. At times it grew slowly, and at times it welled down, and at times it exploded upward. But to this day, it has not been repaid fully. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to pay attention to this. I don't care about most of the rest of what they're going to say. You guys can read this. This is important maybe for you all. I'm going to give you 3 things to pay attention to. In 1999, at the end of his presidency, President Bill Clinton left the White House with a $500 billion with a B dollar surplus. Not a deficit, a surplus. As explained, since the United States was in a bankruptcy, it's called international bankruptcy. When a nation is in international bankruptcy, they remain there for 70 years. Well, how many times my brother has sinned against me? 7 times 7. They stay in bankruptcy for 7 years, people. 70, excuse me. A regular person stays in bankruptcy, under bankruptcy for 7 years. Okay, that's to say shame on you. Go back and look at Greece. Okay, sorry, I moved the phone. All right, now, that's your first thing. Full faith and credit of the United States government are the people. Without the people, the government has nothing. So it borrows on your full faith and credit. And as I told you, equal protection of law, if the government has full faith and credit, you have full faith and credit. You don't understand? That's why you don't have control of your securities. Because if the government has full faith and credit, you have full faith and credit. That's your exemption account, people. Sorry. A lot of people were never understanding that, and I couldn't understand why people weren't understanding it, because it was right there, ladies and gentlemen. You have full faith and credit. That's why you're exempt. That's why you get to use the hour-style money orders. That's why you get to write stuff off, people. That's why you have the common law right of set-off. If you didn't have full faith and credit, then how could the government borrow from you? Now, hold on. We're going to go back. The Treasury borrows money from the American people, is what it says. Now, we're going to go to that treasury.org site. Let you hear what the Treasury... We're not going to do the marketable. I want the other Treasury website where they talk into a particular group of people. And you guys going to love this group. Maybe that was the marketable one. I ain't never heard this song by Al. Because I ain't never heard him talk about somebody's hair turning to silver. You know. He going to keep on loving. Ladies and gentlemen. This ain't what I'm looking for. No, this ain't what I'm looking for. Give me a second to see if I can find that real quick, y'all. I'm not going to pause, y'all. We just going to go there together. Nope. It was right. The Delta variant spreads rapidly across 5 states. Look like stage 2 is in progress. Stage 2? Yep, that's what they've been planning. To bring that stuff on home. Hold on, y'all. DH. Okay. That's what I want. Treasury borrows money. Now, I put it in wrong the first time, but I'm looking for not that one. It is a Treasury Direct. I went to treasury.gov, and that's what my mistake was. See, that's treasury.gov. And so I'm supposed to be finding the Treasury Direct. So that's the problem. Dag nabbit. Now I got to put you guys on pause. There it is. TreasuryDirect.gov. There it is. I ain't got to put y'all on no pause. It's right there. Knew I saw it earlier because I went through the list and everything. That's where USDebt.gov was right underneath it. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this right here because they talking to kids. Now, I don't know what a kid is. I don't know why they'd be talking to a bunch of goats. Okay? I don't know why they would be talking to a bunch of goats. It's in all capital letters, people. Treasury Direct is not in all capital letters, but kids is. Interesting. The history of the public debt. Want y'all to pay attention to this history. Here's where the government is different from individual people and businesses. When the government borrows money, it doesn't go to the bank and apply for a loan. No, it issues debt. This means the government can sell Treasury marketable securities such as blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the lie that was told there. First, in order for the Treasury to borrow money, it says it doesn't go to the bank. It can't issue debt to borrow money. Remember, the whole issue is the Treasury borrowing money. They have to borrow from someplace. You can't borrow from debt because they don't have any debt. Remember, they issue debt in the form of securities. I just hope that you guys will understand what a security actually is. To put it in a nutshell, a security is just a piece of paper. That's why it's called an instrument, a security instrument. It's just a piece of paper that someone gives value to. Those of you who are SatPac'ers, let me explain something to you about your SatPac. Your SatPac has no value 1, 2, or 3 years. Sorry. The little value that it does get is not worth it. Okay? No. You need for it to have value. So all the interest that people are putting in the SatPac's gives it more value. The tax carry forward credits gives it more value. So please be patient while we do that. Now, here's the other untruth, the third untruth that you all have been told. I want you all to pay attention to this because you won't understand it unless you pay attention to what's being said. The Treasury says that it borrows money from people by creating these bonds and individuals investing in the bonds. Well, that might be true, but sorry. I just found out that the Treasury is borrowing from Congress. So they're not creating instruments in Congress. Hold on. I don't think you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Because this is what they said. Okay. See, they don't go to the bank. But then I can show you that Treasury goes to the Federal Reserve. Okay. As a matter of fact, give me a second. Nah, we don't care about no public debt. Okay, let's see. Federal government and the American debt. The debt ceiling. Don't care about the debt ceiling. Deficits and debt. Chapter 31. Or is that Title 31? I think that's Title 31, y'all. But we ain't going to go there either. We need you to understand that when the Treasury sits up here and claims that it's borrowing money from other people, where do they get the authority to borrow? It's not from Congress. Congress does not give the Treasury authority to borrow. Remember, Congress created an article, not the people. Congress created an article to the Constitution. The people didn't create the articles, people. The people created the amendments. They did not create the articles to the Constitution. Congress did the articles. And then they claimed that the articles were part of the Constitution, not the people. You see, they're the ones who appease the people by making them say that District of Columbia will be 10 square miles. And remember, they did call it the District of Columbia from the very beginning. So let's get back to this. Congress is the one the Treasury goes to. But where does Congress get the money? Okay, watch this. We're going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that right there. Uh-oh. I'm not going to ask where does Congress get money to do anything. I'm just going to put where does Congress get money? Most government money comes from collecting taxes or revenue from people and businesses, borrowing it by selling Treasury securities, savings bonds, notes, and Treasury bills. Okay, so where does Congress get the money? They say they get it from taxes. Well, aren't taxes usually apportioned for certain things? So if the Treasury wants to borrow extra money, where do they get that money from? Where are they getting it from? Now, remember, they're getting it from the people through taxes. When you see them raising the taxes, well, they just did a tax decrease. No, they did it on the wealthy. The taxes went up for all of you guys. Gas prices, look at gas prices now compared to last year. In California, we're still above $1.15 a gallon. Okay, $4.15 a gallon. A full dollar over what it was last year and the year before. Okay? Go back and look at the gas pump and see how much of that gas is being taxed by government. That's how they're getting taxes from you. They raise gas prices. The government allows it, doesn't call tax gouging. There are no hearings in Congress as to why gas prices are so high. And what happens? All of you guys just capitulate. Just like you did with the mask. I thought there would be a lot more people, I ain't wearing no mask. And now you have a year later, everybody's wearing masks. I thought it was going to be people, I ain't staying at home. Now you had everybody staying at home. Gave you a little bit of freedom. And then they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again, and y'all going to let them. And there's nothing I can tell you because there's nothing you can do to stop it. They have already told you that they'll call in the military. They want violence, people. I just tell them, Usher, they want violence, y'all. That's what Usher's talking about doing right now. Violence. Okay. Anyway. Where does the government get money? The money it spends. This is, what is it? Maricatus, whatever it is. I've never been there. The history is house and government. I don't care about their history. Let's do where the government gets its money. Now it says bonds, notes, securities. How can they get it from bonds, notes, and securities when we just saw they get it from Congress who raises taxes? Hey, guys, billions of people are not buying treasury bonds. Billions of people are not buying treasury bills. They're not doing that. Okay. This says summary. Congress shall never have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, impose an excise, to coin money, regulate the value thereof, and of foreign coin, and fix the standard of weights and measures. That's not what it says. Oh, shall have the power. Sorry. It does say shall have the power. I said shall not have the power. So I apologize. The chief way government gets money to spend is through taxation. Okay, they get it from you, ladies and gentlemen. But here's the thing. Hold on. Government gets money for through taxation from you. How come you don't get paid back? The Treasury is expected to make $430 billion in surplus this year. How come none of those funds come back to you? Because they keep counting a deficit. Now, how do they keep counting a deficit? Remember when Clinton came out of office, he had a $500 billion surplus. Go back, do your research, 1999, 2000. When Clinton came out of office in 2000, because the election was the 6th of November, 2000. So when he came out of office, he had a $500 billion surplus. All right, ask yourself this question. If he had a $500 billion surplus and that, pay attention, the very same next year, Donald Rumsfeld from the next administration said that there is a $2.4 trillion amount that they cannot account for. Want you to pay attention because you're not understanding me. Then if they can't account for that money, that means that pay attention, y'all not paying attention. That means that the surplus was 2.9 trillion, or excuse me, sorry, apology, $2.4 trillion because it was only 500 billion. So they said 2.3, that makes it $2.4 trillion. That makes the surplus $2.4 trillion because all the Pentagon had to do was give back the money they claimed they couldn't find. By all means, if you lose money, if you didn't have enough money in that register by the end of your shift, what did they do? Did they not take it out of your salary? Well, then how come nobody took that money back from the Pentagon? It came from the taxpayers. So how come they've never paid it back? That's what the lady was talking about in that video about common law right of set-off. The government is borrowing money from you, and when they lose it, that's a breach of trust. You have a right to bring that forth and say, and I have the common law right of set-off. You lose my money? You don't get no little pat on the back. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to bring a claim into the Court of Claims against the federal government for all of its interference with our arbitrations. We'll be putting that together over the next couple of months. I don't mind them having a heads up that we're coming. Please understand, we are coming, and we are going to get their attention. You want to single my organization out? Well, it's not my organization anymore, although I'm a subcontractor, and that's all I am with SAA. I don't own SAA. I don't run SAA. Okay, I just handle the legal matters for them, and that's it. But you want to come after an organization that I founded? And you want to try to make us look bad by publishing that we are not participating, that we are not answering court cases, blocking our access to the court so that we can't respond? That's all right. We're just documenting the record. We're creating evidence. You're creating evidence? That's right. Everything they're doing, we're documenting. That's why we keep filing documents into the record. That's why we keep documenting the documents going through the system. That's why we keep documenting the interference with the Postal Service. That's why we keep documenting the fact that they keep messing with our emails. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having so many problems with our emails right now. They're definitely interfering. Doesn't matter if it's Google. Doesn't matter if it's our company email. Well, you should switch to Portis mail, and you should switch to this mail, and you should switch to that mail. Ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't matter what email service we switch to. They're messing with our emails on the back end. Many of y'all don't understand that. And I'm sorry that you couldn't understand that all of these systems, no matter, even if they claim that they're private, they have to comply with FCC and FTC rules. They have to comply with those rules. They can't be a corporation without complying with the corporate rules that government has already set up. So do not think that any of them are so private. They wouldn't be allowed to operate if they were. They would have more problems than we're having. So no, that ain't gonna save me. So we just gonna keep documenting things. Okay. Oh, you know what? Give me 1 second. I forgot. This is the original Usher and Alicia song. And some of the times in that song, I didn't hear it in that one right there, but I do know they say stuff in one of the songs that ain't on the radio that they ain't supposed to be saying. Woo, doggy. Okay, let's get back to this so that all of you guys will understand. People keep asking me, they want access to money. 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 This is not about accessing money. This is about accessing your credit. This is about accessing your estate. This is about accessing your account. This is about you gaining control. Okay, first, I can't hold your hand through that process. We can only take care of part of the process. You have not paid anybody enough to take care of the whole process for you. So please, please, please stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about it that way. Stop thinking that we have somehow obligated ourselves to finish the process for you or to explain every single aspect of the process. That's not what we signed up to do. Go back and read what we said we were going to do. That's why we kept the old website up so you could see what we said we were going to do. We have so many of you, at least 20% of you, assuming that we were supposed to be doing more than what we are. Ladies and gentlemen, I will give you this. We have had a lot of interference with our emails, and it has caused a lot of stress. We got emails that we were checking, and I promise you, I'm the one who checked them. Went through all the emails, all the way up to April of this year. Answered and responded to them. Even it's a service called GMass. And we responded to each one of those emails, updating everybody and their grandmama. Right after that, right after we responded to over 2,000 emails, next thing you know, Another 2,000 emails show up that have not been answered. I cannot begin to tell you how frustrating that was. But then we realized, especially on my other account, that I'm sending out emails and nobody's getting it on that account either. And then all of a sudden, I check again. I was at it was 700 emails. Now it's over 1,000. Emails that were sent a month ago or so, and a bunch of them not answered. So tomorrow I have to go through many of the emails that were sent this weekend because I'm not going to be answering emails every day anymore. Okay, they will get answered, but there'll be a day or 2 days or 3 days out of the week that emails will get answered, but it's not going to be an everyday thing no more. I can't do that. That's going to burn me out. I ain't got time for no burnout. Okay, so back to this video. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, there are a lot of people who are misunderstanding, and it's not because of anything we said. I do believe it's because they are imagining we said something we never said. That's irritating because it's hard to do that. Again, the person I spoke with earlier, I tried to tell the person what they needed to do. And every single angle, well, I just want access to, that's not the point. Because ain't nobody going to be rushing nothing for none of y'all. When you rush stuff, you make mistakes. For instance, I didn't read this paragraph, but we're going to read it. The chief way the government gets its money, it spends, is through taxation. Figure 1 shows the relative sizes of source of federal government tax revenues. 45% of the federal tax revenue comes from individuals' personal income tax. Another 39% comes from Social Security and Medicare withholdings. Since half of Social Security and Medicare come directly out of people's paychecks, about 65% of taxes the government collects come from individuals. 2/3% of taxes come to the government from corporations, estates, and gift tax. Sources of significant debate count for only 1% of federal tax revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, 65%. That's a pretty good chunk. That's a majority of the monies the government borrows comes from you. Okay? Really that simple. Now, the Treasury says it gets its money from selling bonds and notes and bills and all of that other stuff. No, they get it from Congress. Can't the government just make money by printing it? Taxation is not the only way the government raises money. Prior to 1933, I'm so glad everybody understands this. You see, the government did not borrow money from bonds and bills and notes and all of that prior to 1933. Prior to 1933, the United States government was on the gold standard, so they couldn't do it that way. The amount of gold the government had in its possession limited to the number of dollars the government could print, or limited the number of dollars the government could print. What made the gold standard important was not the gold, but rather the limit on the number of dollars the government could print. A land standard or a freshwater standard that limited the number of dollars the government could print by the amount of land or fresh water the government owned would have achieved the same effect. The value of the object serving as a standard is not important. What is important is that the object existed in a fixed quantity. As long as the quantity of the subject is fixed and the number of the dollars is limited by the number of the units of the object the government owns, the government will be unable to print as many dollars as it likes. When the government can print as many dollars as it likes, it has the ability to impose an inflation tax. In what way is inflation a tax? Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what I just said. The government claimed that it was borrowing trillions of dollars from Congress or printing trillions of dollars to give to the American people. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they have to make that money back up. It's not in the budget. So how do they make it back up? Food prices, gas prices, inflation tax. Ladies and gentlemen, you go back and listen. I've already explained this, but here it is, somebody else saying the exact same thing. In what way is inflation a tax? When the government prints money, prices rise. When prices rise, money loses value. For example, if the tank of gas costs $20, and oh Lord have mercy, then the $20 bill in your pocket is worth a tank of gas. If the price of gas rises, now that a tank of gas costs $30, then a $20 bill in your pocket is now worth 2/3 of a tank of gas. The increase in the price of gas causes the money in your pocket to lose value. That's exactly what's happening. Inflation. That's why I said gas prices have gone up with no known reason. They gave us some fake reason, claiming that somebody hacked. Cyber terrorism. How do we know it was somebody? How do we know it wasn't the actual government doing this so that they can make up the money in their coffers? Now, I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm saying, how do we know? We're taking the news media's word for it. We're taking the fact that the IRS claimed they got the money back. Well, then how come you haven't, pay attention, brought these people who took this money? How come you haven't posted them before the public like you did the people who, quote unquote, stormed the White House, stormed the monument, stormed the Congress? How come you're not doing the same thing you did to them? How come we don't hear nothing about these people you done captured because you said they claimed they got half the money back? Hold on. Y'all heard me. They claimed they got half the money back. So how come the people aren't in jail? This isn't only true for money in your pocket, but it's also true for the money in your bank account. If the government can print money to buy stuff and and in so doing cause prices to rise, the resulting increase of prices causes money you own to lose value. The government has effectively taxed you to pay for the stuff it bought. Do you understand? That's why when they have lost trillions of dollars, 91 trillion since 2001. 91 trillion is the estimate. Well, then you have the right to common law right of set-off. Ladies and gentlemen, go back and listen to the young lady, Miss Fitz. Okay, I did the video, Common Law Right of Set-Off. Go EON channel _ Common Law Right of Set-Off and watch that video. It's an hour and some odd minutes long. Well, her video is an hour and some odd minutes long, but watch her video. I would have put the video up on my site, but I said, no, I'm going to make you guys do some work. Everybody keeps telling me they don't want to do research. That's all I've been doing this. No, you've been doing the wrong research. I'm listening to some of you guys talk, and I see how so far off base you are. I keep showing you what the law says. Here is somebody who explains point by point how money is working in this country, how the government is borrowing from you, how they're taxing you, okay? How they're raising prices, and you're none the wiser. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you all need to be paying better attention to what's going on so that you're aware of what's going on. You all need to be paying better attention. You're going to say, what can we do about it? You're not going to do nothing about it. The idea is you must be aware of what's going on first. So as a matter of fact, the common law right of set-off allows you to say, wait a minute, that's my money y'all done lost. Forget the gas prices, forget the taxes, forget the inflation. No, you've been losing my money. I'm loaning this money to you. You taking it out of my taxes, I'm loaning it to you. You want me to throw another curveball your way? Are you ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen. The courts get a budget from the United States Congress. That pays for staples, it pays for the clerks of the court, and it pays for staff. It pays the judges' salaries. So why are you paying a filing fee? Ask yourself a question. Why are you paying a filing fee? You've already paid the fee in your taxes. That's called double taxation. It's illegal. So what you can do is a tax protest via summary judgment. We'll talk about that in the future, but it's called a tax protest. Do your research. Hey, Prince, he's singing a door. Now, y'all know about a door. Yep, it's a jar. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is a little bit of research. But you guys, you got to stop being all over the place. You got to do the research on the specific subject you're looking for. You cannot get distracted. You see how Google didn't give me what I was looking for? I had to find what I was looking for. Somebody keeps saying, oh, that he only goes to the places that say what he wants it to say. You ignorant, stupid idiot. Why would I go someplace that's not saying what I needed to say? You see, I'm not just going to any place. I'm going to places that will give you accurate references. So I've gone to the government site that told us that it borrows money from the people. Okay, yes, the Treasury raises extra money by selling bonds and T-bills, talking about interest rates and all that stuff. And they lower it and raise it and all that. Many of you, if you did more research about finances in this country and how they created an economy and how they created this and that, none of it is created. None of the money is created without your credit. None of the money is created without the full faith and credit of the American people. The credit of the government comes from the people. Just type that in Google. The credit of the government comes from the people. Okay? Just that simple. The credit of the money comes from the people. Okay? Now, somebody asked the question, how did Congress get wealthy? That's not the point. That's not even a question, ladies and gentlemen. Who cares about how Congress got wealthy? Okay? Who cares about how they got wealthy? Understand one thing that you guys need to understand. It's not about how they got wealthy. Okay? It's the fact that Congress gets the money from the people. Full faith and credit and taxes. Full faith and credit and taxes, because you know, Carl, Congress borrows money on credit, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't believe me, the Treasury website that I went to earlier told you that. They borrow money based on credit. And based on the full faith and credit of the United States, are they allowed to borrow money from other government agencies? I mean, other governments, like China. Don't you guys understand they're not getting money from China any other way? See, this stuff is talking about everything else but that. I just need y'all to understand. I'm sorry, I had the Prince was about to say something. I couldn't let him say that. Ooh, Lord. Don't care about the taxation power of Congress. Fiscal and monetary power of Congress. Okay, let me do this right here. All right. You know what? I just messed up. Hold on. This takes care of the budget. The budget request was 7.8 billion. So what part of 7.8 billion doesn't cover pencils and pens and ink and printers and salaries? Anybody know? Because they put in a budget request. Oh, and by the way, this will explain where the funds go through. They go through the Administrative Office of the United States Courts. Because it goes through the Administrative Office of the United States Courts, the same thing happens on the state level through the Administrative Office of the State Court, but the same thing happens on their level. Why are you all paying filing fees? Court of Claims, Court of Claims, Court of Claims, fraud up on the court, fraud up on the American people, fraud up on the public. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, with or without you, and that's the song, you too, but me and you too, we're going to go on without you because we're going to do that by ourselves. Again, this is me letting you know that the government borrows money from you. Not only do they borrow money from you to run the system, the whole government, but they've been losing money, trillions of dollars every year. You people are coming to me asking me, where can I get some money? And I done already did the video telling you about your common law right of set-off. If you can't understand what's being said, then you don't need to be here. And the person I spoke to has been around for years. Okay? I was disappointed when I spoke to her because she was unwilling to listen. I was trying to explain to her. I understood her plight. I understood what she was going through. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't make nobody do anything, and I can't make things go faster than what they're going. This is just the system. It's just the way it is. I can't change it. All the sacrifices that I've done so far, all of the years of my life that have been taken away because of this. Because of my pointing things out like what you see right here on the screen. That the courts receive a budget. So why are you paying filing fees? Why are they sanctioning you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000? Why? What is that for? Wait. You guys don't understand? See, oh, by the way, just want to make sure. This is prepared by the Administrative Office of the United States Court at Washington, D.C. Okay? Every single year they publish this. The Administrative Office of the United States Courts. A corporation. A private corporation that has an EIN number and, all you got to do is, ladies and gentlemen, because I've already downloaded it, all you got to do is, hold on. We got to go. No, federal. Okay, we have to do something. I forgot the name of the form. So AGENC. Well, it's agencies. Okay. And then we go after the WITH. Come on now, get right there in the middle. One more. There we go. HOL withholdings. ADDRE addresses. Okay. We're going to look for that. Why? Federal agencies, income withholdings, and medical support contacts. That's okay. That works, but I don't want one. No information return reporting federal agencies. Look at that. Return reportings means the federal agencies file returns. Okay. Now, some people won't understand exactly what I just said. Government cannot sit up there and engage in commerce and still remain government. This is the document I believe we're looking for. There should be a PDF here. So let's see if we can find a PDF. Because it has agency name, FIPS, FEINs, federal agency address and income withholding, orders and medical surplus notices, payroll. Where's my PDF? there should be a PDF. And it is this site. Don't want the matrix. I want the PDF. I didn't see the matrix. Contact information. Let's see. Nope. I know the PDF is on the actual site. But I guess I'm going to have to click on the matrix. Where you at, matrix? TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Downloading. There it is. Right at the top, y'all. That they added that one later. But see that? Administrative Office of United States Courts, and you got the United States Federal Courts and then the Federal Judge Center, and then the U.S. State Judges and the Sentencing Commission. EIN numbers, people. EIN numbers, people. They conduct commercial businesses. The Administrative Office of the United States Courts. They're a private corporation. They're not federal government. They engage in commerce all the time. There you go. Got the document. Told you it's the matrix document. Okay? All you got to do is type it in, look it up. There you go. Government cannot engage in commerce. That's fraud upon the American people. That's double taxation. Do you not know that double taxation is a violation of the Double Jeopardy Clause? It is illegal. They've been taxing you to enter the courts. They cannot charge you to enter the courts. You've already paid the fee for their services in your taxes because that's where Congress gets the money for the budget in the first place. All right. I can't keep singing this song. You know, the problem is I put this information out many, many times. People have gotten it and they've had success and they've kept it to themselves. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot speak to the selfish people because there are a lot of selfish people who get what I'm saying. There are a lot of you who don't get what I'm saying because you think that I'm going to spell it out for you from A to Z. That's not the contract. We don't have a contract where I give you everything from A to Z. If you want everything, then you're out of your you're out of your mind because that's not here. You got to go someplace else. See, I did my part. I brought it to your attention. See, that's my part. Now you got to go do your research. Now you got to fill in the rest of the blanks because I've already filled in all the blanks and now I'm using real ammunition. But now it's my turn. While I still help out the organizations. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the year of the trust. This will be the year of the trust for the next 5 years. The year of the trust. Understand trust, set up a trust, protect yourself with the trust. Do that. Those of you who have SatPac's, take your trust and put it in another trust. Protect your trust. Put your properties in your trust. List them by name. List them by the, number? VIN number, serial numbers. List all of your properties by trust. Your homes, you're about to be foreclosed on. Put your property in a trust so that you don't get foreclosed on. What's wrong with you people? Y'all need to start listening. All the information you need to know about a trust is on the SatCom website. We're not running any programs right now. Yes, we're still servicing the other programs, and we will continue to service those programs. That hasn't stopped, despite any other information or anything else you've been told. But when we start the new programs, they're all going to be focusing on trust. It's all about trust, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, the original SatPac's are trust agreements. Go back and read it. Declaration of Trust is right there on the first page. We've been focusing on trust since 2009, putting it in on documents since 2011. The SatPac's, we started them as trust documents. Okay, we will not, pay attention, complete the process for you unless you provide a request for our services through one of the new SatPac's, which is not available until mid-July. When we do provide the services, ladies and gentlemen, we will not be going above and beyond what we've already done. If that makes you not want to get our services, I promise you, we can't help that. We will not provide you information as to how we are completing the process. Why? Because too many people have taken advantage of that and have messed things up for everybody else. It has gotten so bad that they were duplicating our documents and sending them in, and they were sending them into the wrong offices. Thus, the IRS flagged all of our documents. We were doing okay. Same thing with the arbitration agreements. Other individuals, doing all kind of stuff with our arbitration contracts. It was okay because we gave them permission to start their own arbitration corporations. We told people they could take the contract and reword it, but we did not give these individuals the right to sit up there and sell our documents to anyone else. See, when you sell it to someone else, now you're making it as a scheme to defraud someone. Tried to tell everybody, you got to do your research to understand the ins and outs, the pros and the cons. So if you guys are going to create trust, knock yourselves out. All the information is right there. You don't need any other information in that. Now, there are other things, other aspects of trust you can add to the trust. You might find it in that. You might not find it in that. This is things that I've learned over the time. That process and where we'll be sending documents, you won't even get to know where everything is being sent. Okay, why? Because we're not going to take the chance on somebody messing this up for everybody else again. It only takes one ignorant person who doesn't have any knowledge, who wants to sit up there and take advantage of everybody else to mess it up for everybody else. We're not going to allow that to happen. We'll do everything in our power to prevent that from happening. Same as we've been doing everything in our power to prevent it from happening with the SatPac'ers. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gents, this was just me giving you an update on SatPac's and on recent conversations with people and on what the Treasury has and has not done. Taxes, money, what is, what isn't a debt, okay? And how the government utilizes it. I hope that you appreciate the information. If you do appreciate the information, take it, use it to your benefit. Do the research, people. Do the research. Gotta go. Have a good day, everybody. Adios. Adios.